Living a thrifty life is your door towards significant savings. You have to learn how to prioritize your needs to control your expenses and save money. Now, to help in this, we've gathered the top 20 money saving tips for you. Starting with number 1, which is budget. There's no fast route to this, however tedious and difficult it may sound. The key to your financial success is setting up and following a budget. It's actually the most extensive and most acceptable money saving advice available. A budget helps you in numerous ways, but it first organizes your expenditure. In this manner, you can only spend money on what you want. A budget brutally eliminates unnecessary expenses while prioritizing the things that matter. This does not imply that you won't treat yourself to enjoyable items. You may plan ahead and save money for these vices with a budget. If you occasionally want to buy a great pair of shoes for yourself or even go out with friends, you might start saving money specifically for it. Fortunately, several free online automatic programs can support your financial objectives. Number 2, buy in quantity. Buying in bulk seems to save you a ton of money, even though it doesn't sound like a very frugal thing to say. In the end, think of it this way. If you discover meat for a fantastic price at your neighborhood butcher shop, it would be prudent to ask him to slice it into smaller pieces and package it for you so that it may be kept in your freezer. This will be less expensive than buying individually cut pieces if you think about buying commonly used things in bulk, such as toiletries and groceries. When buying in quantity, you could discover that the price per unit is typically lower. To avoid waste, prepare and freeze whatever perishable items you manage to obtain. Number 3, review the subscriptions you have. Most of us are victims of this, particularly when it comes to subscriptions which we may not actually require. The simplest method to handle this is to look through each subscription one by one and determine how many times per month they serve you. Anything that helps you less than 60 times per month should be removed from your list. Additionally, you should consider prioritizing what you really need and letting go of everything else, rather than having subscriptions to similar services like Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus just because you have a favorite show on each of them. According to a poll, people spend an average of $100 per month on subscriptions they don't need. This adds up to $1,200 per year, a significant sum of money that might be used to fund an emergency fund or save for something else you actually need. Number 4, spend less time shopping. You will save more money as a result than you may imagine. Spending a lot of time in stores enhances the likelihood of seeing something you want and making the best purchase possible. After all, if you don't see it, you won't buy it. To solve this issue, create a shopping list of your essential items so that you have a roadmap to keep you on track. Number 5, reducing your credit card debt. First and foremost, never sign up for credit cards when you have the means to pay them off in full. Please don't get caught in the credit card debt trap. Even though they can be a valuable tool and some even provide fantastic cashback opportunities and gift card options, these credit cards typically have high interest rates, making you accumulate unneeded debt. Using your credit card, you must pay the entire monthly sum. It is advisable to avoid using it at all if you are unable to pay it back in full. To live frugally, you must prevent credit card debt at all costs so that you may put the additional cash into savings. Number 6, take a miserly route. You must be asking what the joy is in that. I'm not advising you to book a room at Motel 10. Being financially astute when making vacation plans is the definition of economic travel. For instance, you can travel to locations during what they refer to as their off-season and still have a great trip. You can also limit your dining out by staying in a home with a kitchen, preferably an Airbnb, rather than paying for a pricey hotel room with a few amenities. Additionally, you can save hundreds of dollars by buying reduced plane tickets or prices. Number 7, the 24-hour wait time limit. E-commerce has made it simpler than ever to make impulsive purchases. Applying the 24-hour guideline to all of your online purchases is crucial for this reason. It's the one location where at the touch of a button, you can find everything and everything. And before you know it, your late-night shopping binges are costing you a fortune. Applying the 24-hour rule implies that you must wait 24 hours after adding products to your shopping basket before checking out, regardless of where you buy online. This has the additional benefit that most stores frequently send you a coupon code for things you have left in your cart to encourage you to make a purchase. Thus, in addition to saving money on essential items, you will have avoided making unnecessary purchases. Number 8, using less electricity. Utility bills are annoying, but nothing is more annoying than a bill you might have avoided altogether. Avoid using candles excessively throughout the house, but even a slight modification can make a big difference. Why not switch out your air conditioning for some fans if you enjoy it? In addition to hanging your items to dry, you can wash your garments in cold water instead of warm water. There's no need for a dryer when you can simply hang your clothes to dry. Not only will it save you money on your electric bill, but your clothes will last longer, and you won't need new garments as frequently. Wearing warm clothing and taking breaks from the heater can reduce your high power expenditures, especially during the winter. In the dead of winter, the house doesn't have to be warm enough for barefooted wandering. Number 9, create gifts somewhat of purchasing them. Not everyone has the charm or knack for DIY projects, but if living cheaply is the goal, you might just have to pick up a few tips. Crafting presents rather than buying them can make a deeper meaning. Did you know that Christmas is one of the most expensive holidays? You should avoid running up significant credit card debt if you're on a tight budget. For some beautiful ideas on how to make gifts, see YouTube and Pinterest. Number 10. Consider downsizing. Living in a bigger home seems lovely, especially if you have a status to uphold. Still, it's also rather expensive because you have to pay for the additional square footage and associated bills. You don't need a 5-bedroom home if you're single and have no family. Think about moving into a 2-bedroom house. Perhaps the extra room can be used as an office or a guest room. To make the sacrifice worthwhile, the location should also be reasonably priced. Choosing to live in a neighborhood with only A-list residents and upscale shops is preferable. Think of a site that offers you value for your money and lowers your expectations for the nearby shops because they are less expensive. Being happy with your modest lifestyle heavily depends on where you live. Number 11. Buy off-brand products. No matter what you're buying, clothes, groceries, whatever, look for things with good value before jumping for the primary brand. Just because you can buy something doesn't mean you should. As you attempt to save money, only buy brand name products when you have a coupon or are confident in their quality. Choose the brands you can live without, whether it's a long-term solution or a temporary one. This will help you save more money. Number 12. Clearance sales. I'm not calling you a Scrooge for going to a bargain store. Never paying the whole amount is an excellent tip if you want to live frugally. Whether you're shopping locally or online, always start with the clearance racks. You might find incredible deals, particularly on food, which can be pretty pricey. Utilize whatever coupons you may have. The money you save will be well worth it. Number 13. Sell unnecessary items. Most of us are guilty of storing items in our homes that we don't need, including clothing we may have neglected to wear for an entire year. Whether you have accumulated an excessive number of expensive shoes, numerous stuff you have outgrown, or an abundance of the most fantastic books, consider turning that clutter into money if it's time to let things go. Online marketplaces like the one on Facebook, eBay, and even Craigslist are just a few options. Number 14. Bike or stroll. When you can doesn't sound attractive, mainly if you picture arriving at work sweaty. However, even if owning a cheap automobile is fantastic, biking and walking are much more cost-effective options. Take advantage of this whenever you can cycle or walk to a little retail errand. Gas money will be saved while you get some healthy activity. Number 15. Automating your investing and saving. Being thrifty does not need constant attention to your finances. It's crucial to automate your spending objectives after establishing them. Otherwise, you risk falling into the overspending trap. Automate your finances by automating your payments, savings, investments, and other financial tasks. Instead, concentrate your extra work on developing cost-cutting measures. Number 16. Don't hire cleaning staff. We all jump at the thought of hiring someone to clean up our mess around the house, but delaying this service might save you a ton of money and keep you busy. Although chores aren't enjoyable, they can be controlled with careful planning. You make a cleaning schedule and take turns scrubbing floors instead of spending the entire day doing it. In the long term, cleaning up will be simpler because everything is better organized. Make a list of daily, weekly, and monthly tasks that need to be completed. Another superb suggestion if you have a family is to wash the car at home whenever possible. Number 17. Exercising at home. Did you know that more Americans are choosing to exercise at home? If so, why? They now understand that a gym membership is rather pricey. A typical gym membership can run you roughly $58 a month or close to $700 a year. You may invest that money in some inexpensive home exercise equipment rather than blowing it at a gym. On the plus side, you can discover videos of at-home workouts on YouTube to aid in the transition. Number 18. Enjoy the free challenges. Feel better when enjoyment is involved. Having fun for nothing is one of the best frugal living advice. There are many fun, free things to do, despite what it may sound like. Just to name a few, activities include going to the park, having a picnic, and having a bonfire. If playing games indoors with family and friends seems more appealing to you than playing outside, consider having a board game night or even a romantic date night at home. Number 19. Meal preparations. Prepare meals in advance and prepare in quantity when you have the time during the weekend. This will enable you to always have a ready food option, whether you want to have dinner after a long day at work or bring a lunch to work. By avoiding the lure of fast food, eating a full meal helps you save money. It only requires that you remove food from the freezer and reheat it. If you don't have to cook every day, you might even discover that you enjoy it. Number 20. Own veggie gardens. First, vegans are the winners because they avoid spending money on expensive meat such as chicken or fish. I'm not asking you to go vegan though. But perhaps you could reduce your consumption and replace it with nutritious beans and grains to save money. Additionally, you can try growing your own vegetables. They also thrive reasonably well indoors. You may produce some of your vegetables and herbs whether you live in an apartment or at home with a yard to save money. One of the most exciting strategies for frugal living that you might enjoy is this one. And that's it for today's video. I hope you took some notes and listed down some tips that you find helpful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in our next video.